Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between lush green hills and flowing rivers, there was a prince named Gualtieri. He wasn't just any prince, he was the Marquis of Salazzo, a land rich in resources, with fields of gold and vineyards that stretched as far as the eye could see. Gualtieri was a man of adventure, a lover of sports, and a passionate hunter. Day after day, he could be found on horseback, chasing the wild game through the woods, or competing in tournaments. The excitement of the hunt was the only thing that truly thrilled him. But marriage? A family? Gualtieri had never given it a second thought. In the castle where Gualtieri lived, the subjects whispered amongst themselves, fearful that one day the Marquis would grow old and die without leaving an heir. His land was too vast, his wealth too great, and his people too loyal to let the future of Salazzo be decided by fate alone. They all knew that one day, there would be a need for a prince to take over and carry on the legacy. But how would that happen if Gualtieri remained stubbornly unmarried? The nobles of the land, too, began to pressure him. "Your Highness, it is time. You must find a wife. The future of Salazzo depends on it," they insisted. But Gualtieri always brushed them aside with a wave of his hand. "Why should I settle down when I can enjoy my youth and freedom? Let others worry about such things." Despite his dismissiveness, the pressure mounted. Gualtieri, though he appeared indifferent, began to feel the weight of their words. He knew they were right, his time to marry had come. But, deep down, he resented the thought of giving up his freedom. How could he possibly find a woman who would not only bear his children but also accept the life he had chosen for himself? One fateful day, while hunting in a nearby village, he stumbled upon a woman unlike any he had seen before. Her name was Griselda, a simple, poor young woman with deep brown eyes and a smile that could light up the darkest room. Her family had little wealth, but Griselda's beauty shone brighter than any jewels. She was the daughter of a humble farmer, yet her grace and poise left Gualtieri speechless. In that moment, the idea struck him: Griselda. She could be the solution to his problem. If he married her, his people would see that he had taken a wife, and their concerns would be silenced. And if she was of humble origins, it would show his critics that he was above such pressures. They could never accuse him of marrying for status or wealth. The decision was made. The very next day, Gualtieri approached Griselda. Standing before her, with his usual confident air, he said, "Will you marry me? I am the Marquis of Salazzo, and I ask for your hand in marriage. Will you accept me as your husband, and will you vow never to question or criticize my decisions?" Griselda, though taken aback by the sudden proposal, looked into his eyes. She saw something deeper than just a noble title. His request wasn't out of love, but necessity. Still, she agreed. "Yes, my lord. I will marry you," she said, her voice steady and kind. The marriage was a grand affair, celebrated with the finest feasts and the loudest cheers. But Griselda, though a beautiful addition to the court, was still a mystery to Gualtieri. He wasn't sure if she truly understood her place in his life. She seemed so innocent, so unaware of the weight of power that he carried. To test her, to be certain of her loyalty and character, Gualtieri decided to put her through a trial. Not long after their marriage, Griselda gave birth to their first child, a beautiful little girl with wide, innocent eyes and a head full of dark curls. The castle rejoiced at the birth of the heir, but Gualtieri felt something stir inside him, something that made him question whether this child was truly the right one to carry on his legacy. One evening, after the baby had been nestled in her crib, Gualtieri approached Griselda with cold determination. "The people of Salazzo are not pleased with this child," he said, his voice firm. "They do not see her as the future of the land. Therefore, she must be put to death." Griselda's heart stopped for a moment. Her firstborn, her precious daughter, was to be taken from her? But without hesitation, she bowed her head. "As you command, my lord," she said, her voice unwavering. "I will do as you wish." In that moment, Gualtieri saw the strength in her, a strength he had not expected. He thought she would argue, plead, or at least show some sign of emotion. But Griselda did none of that. Instead, she surrendered her child, and the baby was whisked away to a secret location where she was cared for in hiding. To Gualtieri, this was not enough. He still wasn't sure if Griselda's loyalty was as strong as he wanted it to be. So, when Griselda gave birth to a son shortly after, Gualtieri once again made his decision. "Your son," he said, "is to be put to death. The people will not accept him either." Griselda, once again, did not falter. With the same calm resignation, she agreed. "As you command, my lord." Her love for her children, her natural maternal instinct, had been tested, but she never once questioned her husband's orders. The child, like the first, was hidden away in a secret place, far from the eyes of the court. But still, Gualtieri was not satisfied. He wanted to test her further, to break her, to see just how far her loyalty would go. So, he did something truly cruel. He publicly denounced Griselda. He claimed that he had received a dispensation from the Pope to divorce her, and that he intended to marry another woman, one who was worthy of his noble title. Griselda was sent away from the palace, back to her father's humble home. Her heart ached, not just for the loss of her place in the palace, but for the rejection of her husband. But she said nothing. She never once raised her voice or shed a tear. For years, Gualtieri continued with his life, preparing for his new marriage. He became more and more distant from Griselda, but she endured it all in silence. She had been tested time and again, and each time, she had passed with grace. But Gualtieri, in his arrogance, still believed that she was nothing more than a meek, quiet woman. As the day of his new wedding approached, Gualtieri realized that there was one thing he still needed: Griselda's expertise in preparing for a royal wedding. She had always been the best at arranging the palace, organizing the finest details, and ensuring that everything went smoothly. And so, he called for her. Griselda was brought back to the palace, but not as a wife. No, she was now a cleaning woman, sent to prepare for the wedding of her former husband. Her heart, heavy with the years of betrayal, still remained strong. She put on her old servant's clothes and began her work without complaint. She arranged the flowers, prepared the food, and oversaw every detail of the ceremony. Gualtieri watched her from afar, still believing that his new bride would be the one who would make him happy. He was unaware that the woman he had called to prepare the wedding was the very one he had wronged. On the day of the wedding, Gualtieri's daughter, now a beautiful young woman, was dressed in bridal clothes and presented before Griselda. Griselda did not recognize her daughter, for she had not seen her in many years. Her heart skipped a beat, but she said nothing. Gualtieri turned to Griselda with a cruel smile. "What do you think of my new bride?" he asked, his voice mocking. Griselda, her heart heavy but her voice calm, replied, "If the wisdom of the girl matches her beauty, the two of you will be very happy together." At that moment, Gualtieri's heart filled with something he hadn't expected: guilt. He had tested Griselda time and time again, pushing her to her limits, and each time, she had proven herself more loyal and loving than he had ever imagined. It was in that instant that he realized how truly wrong he had been. He turned to Griselda and, with great humility, confessed everything. "It was I who failed you, not the other way around," he said. "I tested you, I hurt you, and I doubted you when I should have trusted you. The woman I thought I was marrying, the one I thought would make me happy, is not worthy of you. You are the one who has always been worthy." Griselda's eyes filled with tears as she embraced her children, who had been hidden away for so many years. She had endured every trial, every hardship, without complaint, and now, at last, her patience and loyalty were rewarded. With great joy, Gualtieri took Griselda back as his wife. The people of Salazzo, who had once feared that their prince would never marry, rejoiced at the reunion of the royal family. Griselda had proven herself to be more than just a beautiful woman. She was the epitome of patience, loyalty, and grace. And Gualtieri, the once proud and stubborn prince, had learned the true meaning of love and family. Together, Gualtieri and Griselda ruled over Salazzo, raising their children with the wisdom of their trials. And they lived happily ever after, knowing that sometimes, true love is found not in the grand gestures, but in the quiet moments of loyalty and understanding. If you like the story, then do subscribe, share and press the bell icon for more interesting stories.